What's up, horror fan? Welcome back to the channel. So for this horror news and update, I don't think this comes as any surprise, or at least it shouldn't come as a surprise to any of us. So Freddie Prinze Jr. confirms Ray and Julie aren't the main characters in I Know Legacy sequel. Now, he did a recent interview, I think just within the last day or so, where he does come right out and confirm, and we will look at the quote here in a moment, and we will also provide a link of this article in the description of the video below. And it does contain the video of the interview where he does mention this verbatim. But one thing I did find interesting was the conflicting release dates that we have for this film. I think we know this film to be releasing around mid-July. I think July 18th is the official date that we know to be given, but Freddie Prinze Jr. mentions in the interview that it releases on either on July 4th or July 25th, which are both Fridays, and so is July 18th. So interesting that he gave two different dates outside of what has been officially released. So who knows? We could get this film a couple weeks early or a week later than what we've already been told. But the main point here again is, as I mentioned, it's not a surprise that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt are not going to be the focal points of this story. And we've covered this topic multiple times, this Legacy sequel, and we were excited to know that Jennifer Love Hewitt did sign on. She is going to return. Freddie Prinze Jr. had already signed on to return, but it was really, if Jennifer Love Hewitt was going to come back, she is coming back. But this really does just kind of put the nail in the coffin that this is more of a passing of the torch, that, you know, where they're going to be just really handing off the franchise to a new set of characters, a new set of actors. Very much what I think Scream was trying to do originally, and not so much that Scream failed to do it, but it maybe in a way based on what was happening, you know, off screen. Now that they're bringing some, like, you know, Neve Campbell back to reprise her role and the whole Sidney Prescott story. So let's look at this article real quickly. The 90s slasher franchise, I Know What You Did Last Summer, returns to theaters on July 18th. So, as it mentions there, like I said in the interview, he mentions two different dates. So, maybe the July 18th is the right one, and maybe he's thinking of something different. 2025, with both Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. coming back to reprise their roles from the original movie and sequel. But are Julie James and Ray Bronson the main characters, or rather legacy supporting players to the new cast of fresh faces? Speaking with Scale Talk podcast with David Managers, Freddie Prinze Jr. reveals it's more a case of the latter, so don't go in expecting a full-on Julie and Ray sequel movie. Quote, director Jennifer Robinson just took such good care of Love's character, Julie James, and my character, Ray Bronson. They're not the leads of the movie by any stretch of the imagination, end quote, Prinze Jr. explains in his new chat with the show. He continues, Kate Robinson made them such a powerful pushing forward of the other cast. It's not like, oh, here's the Ray and Julie movie that we deserve. That doesn't even make sense. That guy's dead. So it has to be a new generation. And the way she sort of laces us in there with them is just beautifully done. The script is wonderfully written. And then we go on to talk about, you know, who's all starring in the new film as far as the new cast, the fresh faces. Jim Gillespie directed the original 1997 slasher, I Know What You Did Last Summer, which was written by Kevin Williamson and based on Lewis Duncan's novel. The film spawned sequels in 1998 and later in 2006. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. only came back for that first sequel, so the new movie will mark their return to the saga after 27 years. And again, here's the link to the video where he does give the interview and provides those quotes. He does provide a little bit of additional context, but not much. You probably, if you want to kind of just jump right to that section about this portion of his career where he starts talking about some of the films he was in and passed on, and this sequel. It's about halfway through the video. The video is about 56 minutes, so if you get to about the 25 minute mark, you should be right about there. But again, as I said, this is no surprise. I think we all should have been coming into this knowing that even with the excitement of Jennifer Love Hewitt coming back to reprise her role as Julie James, it was going to be a very much passing of the torch. I just hope in this passing of the torch, one of two things does not happen. One, they don't kill off either Julie or Ray's characters, or both of them, or they're not just in it at the very beginning for the first 5-10 minutes or the last 5-10 minutes, and it just really feels more of a cameo than it does a passing of the torch. I would hope they're kind of sprinkled throughout the film, but sprinkled throughout to where it makes sense. If you're just having them there just to have them there and to try to garner ticket sales because you have these two people returning to the franchise after almost 30 years, I think it's a big disservice to the fans of the franchise, a big disservice to those who've been wanting to see these two characters come back and either finish their story, have a conclusion to their story, and send them off the right way. Again, I don't want to see a 5-minute cameo where, you know, they show up maybe even midway through the film when, you know, this new set of actors or actresses is having to face this villain, and then they're like, oh, I remember there was, you know, Julie and Ray, and then they go find them on some fishing boat or in some small town with a white picket fence, and it's a quick 5-10 minute history lesson, and then that's the last we see of them. Or we see them and then later on we see them show up to try to save the day and one or both of them were killed. I think, again, that'd be a huge disservice. So hopefully that's not the case, but we won't know until the film comes out in July, and hopefully we will get a teaser trailer or a full trailer here soon. But even in those, we're not expecting to know much as far as, you know, their level of involvement and what their outcome is going to be. Now, I think if they do oversaturate the trailers with these two characters, again, that's going to be a big disservice to the fans because it might give the impression that they're in the film much more than they really are. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it for this quick horror news update. Please drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Were you expecting more for these two characters and potentially, and more than likely, the last time we will see them in this sequel? Or is this on par with what you were expecting? And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And to all the new and existing subscribers, thank you for all the support, and we will see you at the next one. Peace.